Thank you, Calgary, with all of my heart. Thank you for engaging in democracy and sending a clear signal about what our future looks like.
History was made in Calgary last night as Jyoti Gondek was elected as the city's first ever female mayor. 27 candidates were vying for the top job, but Gondek won by an impressive margin of nearly 60,000 votes. And to talk about what Calgary's future will look like, Mayor-elect Jyoti Gondek joins us now. Hello, congratulations. I know you have heard all day, Mayor-elect, the notion of you have made history. And I wonder what that feels like, what the weight of expectation is of that label.
Well, thanks so much for having me on. This is incredibly exciting. The weight of that label, as you said, is heavy. However, I hope we have now normalized the idea of women being in positions of leadership. It took us a long time to get here, but now that we're here, let's keep moving forward.
So this is not an easy time for your city. I mean, obviously there's COVID, there's a vacancy rate of 30% in downtown offices, all the job losses in the oil sector. When you have to sit down once you're sworn in next week, what do you consider your priority?
You know, there's a lot of stuff facing Calgary, and I'm choosing to look at next week as a huge opportunity to pull together a team that can rally around a common vision.
When we talk about COVID, though, what's your sense? How has the province handled COVID from your perspective?
Well, I think pandemic management has been something that's not been our greatest strength as a province. And I think there was hesitation early on from the province to put in too many restrictions. I think they felt that people would be worried about their freedoms. And I would encourage members of the provincial government who are perhaps afraid to take a more cautious approach to not be that way. You can band with us who are in municipalities telling you that citizens will accept pandemic mitigation if it means that we stay safer and we are able to come into recovery sooner.
I watched on Twitter today, the Premier, Jason Kenney, sent out a congratulations. You sent out a note saying, I look forward to working with you. How important is it that that relationship work? Because it seemed very difficult with Mayor Nenshi. You know, he referred to the Kenney government as the most incompetent he's ever seen.
You know, we have all been critical of each other. That is something that we tend to do. But I think what's really important is to focus on what Calgarians and Albertans need. And we really need a little bit of positivity and a focus on how we recover. And we can't do that without our provincial partners. So I'm very interested in making sure that they understand our need for childcare spaces, a strong public health network, and access to great affordable housing for all Calgarians. And we, in turn, will drive that economic engine that we have been able to do as a city. So it's got to be a partnership.
One last thought. I've heard you say that your dad inspired you to enter public service. I have no doubt you've been thinking about him a lot in the last few days. And in the last day in particular, is there something you said to him in your head that you would have wanted to say to him about what you've just accomplished?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do this without choking up. He used to ask me to make sure that I stayed politically engaged. And I remember as a kid saying, oh, Dad, I'm not into politics. And when he passed away in 2003, quite unexpectedly, I remember looking through his papers and seeing that he had started two projects. One was to talk about the role of religion and how you explain it to young children. And the other was to include Punjabi as a second language option in the Calgary Board of Education programming. And when I saw that he hadn't finished those projects, I called his friends and people in the community. I said, would you like me to take his place? And they said, we would love that. And that's what taught me the significance of what he meant by get politically engaged. What he meant was serve your community to the best of your ability. So that's what I did.
I'm sure he'd be very proud of you right now.
I think he would.
Mayor-elect, thank you so much. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.